What's up, fam? Hey, thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Today, I want to talk about, give my take on the Dave Chappelle outrage, or the outrage over his most recent special, The Closer. And the anger, protesting, and all that about the transgender community, and all that there. So I'm gonna read from the LA Times article, and I'm gonna give my take on it as we go on, because I have some thoughts about this. Anyway, like I said, this is from the LA Times. Title of the article: Protesters demanding accountability from Netflix after Chappelle backlash spurs walkout. Who cares? It's getting quotes, and it reads: transgender Netflix employees and their allies gathered Wednesday morning on Vine Street in Los Angeles to protest the streaming giant's decision to release Dave Chappelle's controversial new comedy special. Some of the comedian's supporters showed up too. Chappelle's fans, with signs featuring the phrase such as "jokes are funny," which a lot of them are, and "Dave is funny," which he is, squared off with walkout participants with posters that read "Support, Uplift, Protect Trans Voices," and "Gender is not a fact. Educate yourself." How in the world is gender not a fact, when gender is basically what you're born with? If you're born with female parts, you are a female. If you're born with the male parts, you are a male. It has nothing to do with feelings. Gender is physical. Your gender is a man or a woman. Physically, those are the traits, the characteristics. That's what you are. Now, if you want to branch out after that and create your own little substrates or subcategories, that's on you. But gender, I apologize, it's a fact. Rallying cries such as "What do we want? Accountability. When do we want it now?" largely drowned out chants from those defending Netflix and Chappelle. It's funny how they say largely drowned out. So again, when you read these articles, you watch these reports, you gotta pay attention to which way they sway on certain topics and how they present them to the public. In the weeks leading up to Wednesday's walkout, a cascade of backlash, protests within Netflix, suspensions, and defensive statements from the company have erupted in response to Chappelle's The Closer, which featured transphobic. See, they use that word again. It's become like basic vocabulary now, meaning just say it out the blue, when really the definition, you shouldn't use that word. Just, shouldn't be using that word all freely like that, unless you just know for sure. You got, know for sure what a person's intent was. Transphobic remarks and other insensitive commentary about a comedian. See, like I said, they say it like it's fact, but gender is not a fact. But they say it like transphobic remarks and other insensitive commentary. Insensitive to who? Right? So if it's insensitive to them, but not insensitive to the other person, then you can't give it a finite definition of the word. See what I'm saying? This is stuff that I learned growing up, is that you don't put a finite definition on infinite possibilities. So you could say that perceived insensitive, and then or something that was claimed insensitive about people, but don't just say insensitive as to get all the be all, because I might not have thought it was insensitive. May have, may not, but you don't know. So don't make me think it was insensitive. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Demonstrators began arriving outside Netflix office on Vine around 10 a.m. Wednesday and chanted "Trans Lives Matter." Okay, that's fine. Counter protesters told the signs advocating for free speech. True. And bearing anti-trans rhetoric. Now, my question is, where's anti-trans rhetoric at? Why is that not quoted in this article? Just like you say, Dave Chappelle made transphobic jokes and remarks that were insensitive to everybody. Why did you not quote one of the jokes or one of the statements that he made in this article? Catch that. Here goes another quote. I'm here to support the black trans people who Dave Chappelle has belittled and erased. Again, how? Like I say, give me a quote. It's just like if I'm debating or having a discussion with someone about something in the Bible, something that they believe is in the Bible. First thing I'm gonna say is, and it's like a disagreement. First thing I'm gonna say is, show me what you're talking about, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And the majority of the times, they never do. They still just keep repeating the same misinformation that they started out with, but yet not able to go into the scriptures and show me what they're talking about. So that's the streets. That's the school I'm coming from. It's like, if you saying that he's saying something that was transphobic or like hating trans people, quote it. Where is your? Where's your evidence? Yeah, we know. Like I say, we know it's out there. It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on there, and we can go and see it ourselves. But I want to know what are you talking about, and tell me how you felt that what he said was like belittling or erasing transgender people. Oh, what did he say? Gender is a fact. Well, hell, it is. Tell me that it ain't a fact. I'm here to support the black trans people who Dave Chappelle has belittled and erased, said protester Lily Weaver, a 34-year-old union attorney from Koreatown. Niggas have Koreatown. They still got that in Chinatown. Why we can't have Black Town? Something wrong with Black American Town? Huh? Interesting. No, okay, continue. I'm here to support the black pregnant employee that Netflix fired for standing up to them. The woman released information that she wasn't supposed to. It is absolutely disgraceful that Netflix is profiting off of transphobia, but yet these same people profited off of a video of a series showing little girls, 8, 9, 10, whatever, little girls being sexualized, dancing sexually, dressing sexually, like grown folks. What the hell is the name of that? I don't know the name of that special is, but they did that, and I ain't see nobody walk out. I ain't see nobody protest anything like that about that. Okay, I think that Netflix CEO has really embarrassed himself by dismissing his employee. No, he didn't, because it's his company. He can do whatever the heck he wants to. We've had the company has embarrassed itself by retaliating against workers who spoke out, and I would encourage Mr. Sarandos to listen to the people who work for him. He did. You can't listen to everybody. One thing about when you own a business, you learn that you can't make everybody happy. When you run a business, well, if you own a business, you're a manager, supervisor, or what have you, even a lead. It just if you're watching over employees, and at the minimum, you can't make everybody happy. You won't. So you have to make sure how do you do it? You have to come to you got to come up with you have to come up with like a common consensus that hey, I have to say, hey, this is what we're gonna have to do. We have to think about the bottom dollar. Number one, we're here to make money. I'm trying to defend everybody, but we know we're gonna offend some people. So I try to come up with a medium, so everybody can have just a little piece of the action, but everybody's not gonna be happy. But they used to say you can't make everybody happy all the time. You can make some people happy some of the time, and all the people happy some of the time, and some of the people happy all the time, but you don't make all the people happy all the time. Something like that. In a statement provided to the Times, a spokesperson for Netflix said, "We value our trans colleagues and allies, understand the deep hurt that's been caused. We respect the decision of any employee to choose to walk out and recognize we have much more work to do, both within Netflix and in our content." Cool. Among the speakers at Wednesday's rally was Transparent creator and director Joey Soloway, who advocated for trans creators to tell their own stories and challenged Netflix to appoint a trans person to its board this effing week. Soloway also directly addressed Chappelle's divisive choice to identify as Team TERF in defense of Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, who has been labeled a trans, exclusionary, radical feminist for repeatedly expressing anti-trans sentiment. There's no both sides here. Yes, it is. There are two sides. There's always two sides to anything. People want you to be black and white when they want you to be black and white, and they want you to be gray when they want you to be gray. They want you to be, so right here is telling you that no both sides here. Trans-exclusionary radical politics means that bodies and genders and sexual identity must always line up as J.K. Rowling thinks they should, which means the same thing as saying trans people aren't real people, that trans people are half a person. No, it's just saying, one, there's a male, there's a female, period. You might have people that may be born units, and you might have people that might be born with two different, with the male and female genitalia. See, these are the people that should be out here protesting, because I'd be upset if I, was born like a eunuch with no genitalia, or born with two of them. I'm like, look, how in the hell are y'all gonna sit here and claim something that ain't a part of y'all? You know what I'm saying? This ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all are choosing to do this. You got people out here who have no choice, albeit maybe however few it is. And y'all out here protesting about something and trying to shut people down because they have opinions and views. Man, shut up. Now, applause erupted from the crowd. An ex-Netflix employee, somebody minor, stepped into the mic. The former leader of the Netflix Black and Trans Employee Resource Group was fired by the company last week for allegedly leaking sensitive information to the press amid the Chappelle fallout. Pagel's minor has denied the allegations. As most of you know, I'm 33 weeks pregnant. Now, you are a leader of the Netflix Black and Trans Employee Resource Group. You're pregnant. So, Uncle, are you straight? Are you not straight? How'd you get pregnant? You got a boyfriend, a husband, or did you go somewhere to get in vitro, or inseminated, whatever? You know what? There's more to this story. And when I thought about why I'm participating in this, it is so that my son does not grow up with content that says it hates me. I want my child to grow up in a world where they see that their parent a black trans person. That's my question. Because I exist contrary to what the special says, contrary to what many people says, that I'm valued and I'm an important person. They made a list of demands to Netflix. We'll be addressing the list of firm asks. Then we'll talk about how we plan to execute that, said rally organizer. They're having conversations. One point during the walkout proceeding, Chappelle follower name, Vito, can't think of his last name, attempted to break the circle of demonstrators and disrupt President's speech by yelling, "I'm just here for the jokes." And a couple of people restrained G.R.O.W.T.H before the 30-year-old comedian could reach Preston. Someone broke jokes are fun. Someone broke his jokes are funny sign it had before the San Gabriel resident was escorted away. I'm just here. He said, I'm just here to let people know that I like jokes and I enjoy Dave Chappelle's comedy. I think they should get a sense of humor. And let me tell you what happened with that right there that the LA Times is not saying. They took his sign, freedom of speech, broke it. No, they assaulted this guy. He wasn't being violent to nobody. They assaulted him, took his sign, they took other people's sign, broke it. Then when he picks the sign back up, somebody hollered, he has a weapon. The very sign that you took from him and broke, now that he picked it up, now someone hollering, he has a weapon. You see how people like to become the victim, switch real quick, and want to holler victim after they created the scenario. But I'm not gonna read this whole article. It's almost done. But I'm gonna let y'all can read this for yourself. Like I said, it's in the LA Times. What I want to say is, I feel personally that the ABC community really is not understanding what Dave Chappelle was saying. Dave Chappelle with these last couple of specials pretty much said, first one was, I'm gonna tell jokes about the LGBTQ community. Why? Because they're just like anybody else. I tell jokes about everyone else. I tell jokes about black folks, black babies in the hood. I tell jokes about Asian people. And I'm married to an Asian woman. Excuse me, been married to an Asian woman. Got kids that are half Asian. I tell jokes about Amish people. And they're my neighbors. Definitely tell jokes about white people. And I've made and yeah, he tell jokes about white people. They have written jokes and TV shows with white people and made movies with white people. So I tell jokes about everybody. But for some reason, so I tell jokes about everybody. Some people get offended, and some people you may like them, you may not like them. But all of a sudden, I tell a joke about the LGBTQ community. Now they want to shut me down. They want silence. Can't say anything about them. Hell, I even tell jokes about Jewish people when they get upset. And a lot of times Jewish people, you say something, you can tell jokes about Jewish people, but if you say that they got all the money and own all the property, then they want to shut you down. But anyway, but I can tell jokes about everybody else, but then he tell a joke about these people, and they want to shut them down. They want to protest. They want to cancel them, stop them from making all kind of money because it promotes hate. But the jokes are no different than any other jokes. So that's what he was saying at first. It was like, I'm gonna tell my jokes because you are no better or no worse than anybody else. Understand that. And that's what he was saying. He said, like I say, you tell jokes and say the N-word all the time. Nobody got a problem. But you say a joke talking about them, and like I said, now they want to shut it down. But then he says, look, I understand all of y'all are not upset because I had a comedian who opened up for me at a show, and she was transgender. Horrible, but she did her jokes. No, well, horrible like the show she did. He said she did a show, did the jokes, and bombed. But yet backstage, she was the funniest. Whoever was the funniest thing in the world. And he was saying how they was friends, and he's friends with the family, but then this the transgender person, committed suicide. Because it's like, it's just a lot going on. But you had that in straight communities. There's a lot going on in people's lives, and they end up committing suicide. So basically, he's saying, look, y'all go through things. Everybody go through stuff. Everybody. Fat people get talked about. Black people get talked about. Short people get talked about. Fat white people get talked about. Just everybody gets talked about, and people take it in stride. People like it, don't like it. You're not gonna make everybody happy, but then, like I say, you make jokes about these. You make jokes about these people. You talk about these people. You stand up to your beliefs like Lil Boosie, or you say, I'm not gonna. You own a bakery and say, no, these are my religious beliefs, and my religious beliefs will not allow me to bake a cake promoting or advocating for a gay marriage, and they want to shut you down instead of just going to a different bakery or baking your own damn cake. Because what they make us do. It's black folks. It's like, we have a history of people not wanting to serve us, or wanting our money but not wanting to serve us just off our color. And so what we have to do is go find someone that will serve us, or bake our own cakes, or make our own goods. And that's just how we survive. That's how you survive. You don't depend on everybody else to be there for you. You be there for your own people. And that's why we can say that y'all don't understand us like that. We can't be on the same level. We can't be on the same level because y'all, now, don't get me wrong, we do have people that sit here and cry and say, oh, the government is not doing us right, and oh my God, they trying to take away my food stamps and my WIC and all this kind of stuff. But when you got other people saying, other brothers and sisters saying, hey, we can do this ourselves. We do have the money, we do have the resources and the knowledge to do things ourselves. But nobody wants to give up the gravy train. And they love their butter biscuits no matter how them people treat us. So they go along to get along, and we still end up dealing with the same thing we're always dealing with. But then Chappelle comes down and said, like I said, you guys are no different than everybody else. This is why I'm gonna tell jokes about you. Shut me out if you want to. I don't care. Because of real powers that be, I walked away from $50 million years ago, and I came back stronger than ever. Just saying. But then he comes out with this last one, and he's saying, now that I showed you that y'all are just like everybody else, now I need y'all to treat us. Now I want you guys to understand where we coming from. Treat us like we treat you. Y'all are people like real people. Now I want everybody to treat everybody else the way they want to be treated. If y'all got problems, and y'all want to protest, and y'all want us to have y'all back because, being black is just like being gay or LGBT. You're like, oh, no it ain't. No it ain't, because you could be, because y'all got some racist people on y'all squad too who treat us like, treat us like straight. Racist people treat us. So there's no difference. So before you sit there and try to separate us when you want to separate us, you either with us or you not. You either for the people, not for the people. It's like a Neely Fuller book that I've been reading, and there's a compensatory code dealing with like this racist society. That's not the name of the book. It's like paraphrasing the name of the book. But basically what he's saying, as I keep reading it, at first I kind of looked at it like, I don't understand what this dude is saying. But then basically what he's saying is, look, everybody should be coming together to fight racism, white supremacy, and create justice for everybody. Period. No matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your sexual orientation is, everyone should be coming together to create justice for everybody. And that's basically what Dave Chappelle is saying in his comedy. Like I said, I'm talking about you, but you get mad at this, but you're not mad at this, but you want us to be mad at what you're mad at, but you can't be mad at what we're mad at, and that's not right. So how in the heck you gonna make me see we may not have the same beliefs? Yes, gender is a fact. So, and he said, and I support gender being a fact. So no, we may not have the same beliefs, but it doesn't mean we gotta hate each other. I used to work in the warehouse, and I worked with couple of guys that were gay. Period. They was, white dude and a black dude. They wasn't a couple, but they were. Everybody knew the two guys. I would ride alongside with these guys. Now, me with my, biblical Christian upbringing or what have you. We taught in the Bible that that is a sin, but then we also taught that no sin is greater than the other sin. So it's like, if you accept this, then you accept that. You can't be, like I said, you can't pick and choose who you gonna kill and who you gonna and not. If you know that your uncle been molesting all your cousins his whole life, you can't sit there and welcome him in like ain't nothing happened. But then this gay dude sitting over there doing his thing, and you want to go there and throw rocks at him. It's like, that's basically what the scriptures are saying. It's like, you can't. Now, it doesn't mean you have to accept it, because you don't participate in it. You can pray for the person. You're gonna separate yourself from one. You separate yourself from all. Like I said, you can't pick and choose scripturally what you accept and don't accept. So like I said, I've worked with, like I said, a couple of gay dudes, and people made jokes about them. They made jokes about us. It just went back and forth, but we all worked side by side. There was no problem. You may have had like a couple of people that came in and looked at it like, man, why y'all working with these, these blankets and blankets stuff like that? Y'all acting like y'all cool. Ain't never done nothing to us. What you talking about? We all sitting here trying to make money, trying to pay bills and leave and go home in peace. We go home and talk about them all day, but here, like I said, we might talk about them and make jokes about them to them, and they make jokes about us. Like I say, everything is all good, but man, it ain't even that serious, bro. Cause you gotta be 100 for real, understanding what's really going on in life and what's important. So, again, all Chappelle is saying, look, y'all are not above us. We're not above you. I'm gonna make jokes about everybody, including you. I'm also gonna let you know that I don't agree with what you're saying, but it doesn't mean I hate you, because I can put you on my show and open up as an opening act and be friends with you. Be friends with your family. We can all kick it. We can all, but I said, I'm not gonna sit there and try to destroy you. I'm not gonna sit there and try to shut you down. I'm not gonna sit there and try to take money out your pocket, take food off your family's plate. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna live my life. You live your life. You make a way like we have to make it, like everybody else has to make a way. You got a problem with the oppressive system, we got your back. But if we got a problem with the oppressive system, you better have our back. And if you don't come looking for us to help, because that's not right. And the bottom line is, yes, you're gonna have people that hate you, that wanna see harm happen to you. Understood. You gotta deal with it. We go through the same thing. We have to deal with it. You can't stop. You can't make a person feel the way. It's one thing I used to tell my kids back in the day, or even now, when I need them to do something, I want them to do something, or they do something I don't like, and I gotta punish them, or what have you. But if I need a situation to go a certain way and they don't like it, they get mad at me. You know what I tell them? I say, look, you don't have to agree with what I say. You don't have to like me. I can't make you feel a certain way. Can't do it. But as your dad, I can make you do whatever I need you to do, whether you like it or not. But I'm not going to do anything that's going to hurt you. So, like I said, you can't make people feel a certain way. And with grown folks, you really can't make them do certain things. Just gotta make them treat you right. You know you want everyone to respect each other, and that's just bottom line. Love and respect each other, whether you agree with them or don't. That's all Dave Chappelle is saying. But they took that and feel like he's trying to destroy their community. And that's far from it. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comment box below. And as always, like I said, thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to support the channel, hit the description box. I got links to a website where you can buy merchandise. And if you just started, or you plan on starting a YouTube channel, man, click on that tube buddy link down below. Join Tube Buddy. It help you navigate and find the hot topics that you should be making videos on. Help you find the keywords and the tags to use so you can get them viewed and the subscribers. Like I say, as this video made, I got 69. Trying to get to 1,000 real quick. So like I say, if you subscribe, man, tell your people to subscribe. You know, get on all your social media, tell people to subscribe to the channel so we can get 1,000 subscribers within the next 10 years. But anyway, with that being said, I leave you the same way I always come. That's peace.